I glance up at Ida, who seems to have read my expression. He's dead. What? Shelton, I found his car. Found it where? Crashed out in the forest. He was still inside. A stunned silence overtakes the girls, and they gaze at me, wide-eyed. We're dead. We're so dead. We're not dead. Ida's sharp tone cuts across Rain before she can freak out anymore. Andrea just looks shocked, trying to wrap her head around what she's hearing. Ida is the one who continues calmly. Tell me about the crash. What do you want me to say? He crashed. He hit a tree. But the car? Completely totaled. There's nothing we could do to salvage it and get out of here. An uncomfortable silence settles around us. So what do we do? Rain didn't see anyone at the lake, and Ida and I saw more forest. We'll have to walk back the way we came. Would we even have enough food for that trip? It doesn't matter. I nod. Ida's right. We're going to run out of it either way. It just depends on if we want to starve here. Or what? Starve closer to civilization? We might as well give it a try. If we just play this smart, we might be able to make it back. Andrea pulls her legs up close to her body, staring mournfully at the fire. Ida simply scowls. All around us is darkness. Miles and miles of empty, cold darkness. Only the small fire between us keeps it at bay. What will it be like when we have to travel through that darkness? Gradually, we start to pack up for the night. The girls still look dejected as I feel, picking up slowly and putting out the fire. We can't keep this attitude up. Hey! The girls all look at me, immediately making me feel a lot smaller. Yeah. Now that I think about it, inspiring speeches aren't exactly on my resume. But talking out of my ass, I got that covered. We're gonna be alright. We have supplies, we know which way town is, and Cheryl is still out there. She might realize something's wrong when she can't get in touch with Shelton. I mean, it's not as bad as it seems. So, where was I going with this? Kyle's right. To my surprise, Ida's the one who swoops in and saves me from floundering. For now, just think of it as a hike. We can make it, so none of this moping around. She looks at me with a small nod of acknowledgement. I guess we're in this together now. We have to get through it somehow, all of us. Alright. It just sucks. What did we just say? What? She crosses her arms defiantly. Well, at least she doesn't seem as upset, right? Andrea's still a bit quiet, but it's hard to know what she's thinking. I guess it is kind of exciting. In a suspense movie kind of way. So much for her concern about our mortal peril. Rain soon turns in, complaining about the early start tomorrow, but no one tries to stop her. I should probably do the same. Day 5 dawns. Wow. There's a lot of grumbling and confusion as we start to put together our packs, filling up everything we can carry. The weight of what we're about to do is still settling over the group. I can see from a few tired faces that not everyone slept well. Try as we might to act like everything is normal, that doesn't put us any closer to safety. I gaze mournfully at the seams on my backpack, which look ready to give way. We all brought school backpacks, not the kind meant for carrying hiking and camping supplies. Shelton's is the only one designed for traveling out in the wilderness, so we put the spare food and the spare tent in it. This weighs a ton! Isn't that a good thing? I mean, we have lots of supplies. What good are supplies if we can't even lift them? Who's gonna carry this? She presses her finger to her nose. Not it! The others stare at her in blank confusion. Andrea's hand twitches as if she's worried this is actually how we're going to decide. We each take turns. Ida strides over, hefting up the bag with one arm and tossing it over her shoulder. I'll take it first. Volunteer or Ida can handle it? I mean, if she wants first, no, I'll volunteer. I got it. No, let me carry it first. It sounded more practical and less awkwardly gallant when I thought it in my head. Ida turns to me blinking. Why? Because I don't mind doing it? Neither do I. Her eyes narrow at me as if she's trying to figure something out. She effectively ends the discussion by turning away from me. Rain just shrugs at me. I guess chivalry is dead. Finally, we take everything we possibly can. Andrea slings her bag onto her shoulders. I do the same. Ugh! I could swear that my spine bends out of shape for a second. So heavy. Are you okay? Yep. I puff out my chest a bit, trying to look like the pack is weightless, and trying not to topple over backwards. Andrea just stares at me strangely. We have to decide how to go. The road here wasn't straight, so... She turns her gaze towards the woods, where Shelton's truck vanished. You went through on the motorbike, and you know where Shelton's car crashed? Exactly. You might have a better sense of where to go. I gape at them. That's a huge responsibility. Well, we know we're going north, but if we head straight or straight towards the east or west, I'm not sure we'll get anywhere. I tried to look for light pollution last night, but I couldn't see in the distance because of the trees. We can follow the path for a while, but after that I have no idea. We set out through the woods, my legs still aching from yesterday's walk, not helped by the extra weight. At some point I realize I'm the one leading. Ida might be calling the shots from the back, but I'm walking ahead of the others. We make surprisingly good time, despite having to stop a couple times to rest. I recognize the place where the hill crests, knowing Shelton's car is on the other side. Wait here! Wow, I look back over to the car for a moment, but it's not been touched since I left. No one's found him, and no one is probably looking for us. The dread settles into my stomach all over again, seeing Shelton. I quickly go back to the girls, deciding it's probably better that they don't see this. Let's go around this way. Ida looks at me warily. The path, which has almost become indistinguishable, is the only thing giving us a direction. The car. I motion my head towards the hill, and she nods in understanding, silently seeming to agree with my decision. This way, then. We head off the beaten path, pushing tree limbs and bushes aside, but I'm careful to stay parallel to the trail. My legs! Does walking make your butt look good? Please tell me it does. I seriously need a silver lining. Your butt will look great, but your spine will be crooked. You'll be the hunchback with the nicest ass. We need to decide which way to go. Ida interrupts over the chatter, making me snap to attention. Well? Oh, this is my cue. Trying to sound like I have the faintest idea of what I'm doing, I choose a direction. Choose a direction to travel in. I don't know. North, northeast, or northwest. I think north follows the trail, and then east and west are... How do you decide? Let fate decide? That's probably the best idea. I don't know. I have no idea. Let fate decide. Let's see where going straight ahead takes us. It all looks the same types of trees branching out in every direction and blotting out the sky. It's almost claustrophobic when all you want to know is where you are, where safety is. I know it's out there, miles and miles in some direction, and all I can do is hope I'm picking the right one. Just thinking about the odds gives me anxiety. I gotta come up with something positive, Something to give us a chance. Well, it takes weeks to actually starve to death. As the thought settles, I slowly start to realize just how morbid and terrible that actually sounds. Ugh, I can't keep thinking like this. Hearing the silence around me, I wonder if the others are thinking similar thoughts. But it isn't just silence. Hey! Do you hear that? Is that water? Sounds like it. We should check it out. We come upon a peaceful, lazy stream, the water trickling just enough to hear where it runs over the rocks and against the bank. Light reflects off of it, casting the pattern of the canopy above. Why don't we follow it? For as long as it goes straight, at least, it'll give us a sense of direction. Staying by the water will be a good idea. If we have any empty bottles, we should fill them up now. Ew, isn't that water, like, filthy? It's got animals in it. She steps up beside me, looking into the water. I don't want to drink fish jizz. Boiling the water should make it safe to drink. But does that get rid of the fish jizz? Do you not remember jumping into the lake? You probably swallowed plenty of that water. It's just the principle of the thing. Now I have to think about actually drinking it. If you start thirsting to death, you'll change your mind about fish jizz pretty quickly. Guys, really, this isn't worth arguing over. Who's arguing? I'm not arguing. Ida scowls like rains of flies she can't swat. Trying to mediate as usual, Andrea eventually gets Rain to stop fussing, while Ida and I fill up any empty water bottles we have. Then we're on our way again, taking the stream as a sign of good fortune. It kind of makes me nostalgic. Did Andrea just say that? She usually shies away from starting conversations, but her eyes are on the stream and not us. My brother and I used to visit a stream like this one. It was right by our house. We'd play in it. She reaches down, picking up a stone and chucking it idly into the waters. I was still a kid the last time I was at a place like this. Looks like your lucky streak ran out. It wasn't luck. It was... I don't know. It wasn't good. I didn't do anything all day. I never went to go anywhere. Never went to see people. I just wanted to stay in my room. Walking, talking teenage stereotype here. Yeah, you give the rest of us a bad reputation. You should be out drinking and experimenting with drugs and twerking. Andrea just rolls her eyes. I think my parents would have preferred that. At least it would have counted as a social life. Throwing up on strangers' shoes isn't a great way to get to know people. I've tried. I understand a lot of what Andrea is saying. I was in the same boat. It's hard to make plans without friends. Did you get lonely staying in all the time? I guess. I always found things to do, though. I keep surprisingly busy for someone who could have gone a week straight without leaving the house. Ida shudders. I'd go mad. What do you usually do, Ida? Hang out. It's a vague half answer. Yeah, you seem totally personable, Ida. She glares. Just not with you, princess. Oh, if I'm a princess, someone should definitely carry me. My ankles are starting to feel like overstuffed bags of hamburger meat. I don't understand why that description works, but it does. I feel my own ankles swollen after the long walk. How about it, Kyle? I can barely carry my own bag. Are you implying I'm too heavy to carry? Faux indignation flashes across her face. Answer wisely. Ida seems to pick up her pace ahead, either to refocus us or to be out of range so she won't count as witness to my impending murder. I'm saying my arms are too weak to carry a lot of things? Aw, look at him. Trying to sacrifice his stubborn, dumb male ego. So cute.